guys, welcome. This is my crafting space where I come to talk to you about knitting and crochet and fiber arts in general, yarn, all of that good stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you can keep in contact and come back if my podcast is something that you'd want to see. So this weekend has been a super busy crafting week for me. I told you last week that my husband's coworker his wife is having a baby, so I grabbed a couple of skeins of some Premier Puzzle yarn to make some crochet granny star blankets, and those are my favorite blankets to make. I love them. I get totally in the zen when I'm creating them, and it's just a really cute finished object, and I've made my kids some that they still use to this day, and my daughter she's 8 years old, so it is definitely something that they've grown up with and that they find a ton of use for, and it's just something really cute. So that's what I've been doing this week. I guess I'm going to start with finished objects. So this is what I was talking about with the crochet star blankets, and I'm going to put a picture of the finished object because so I used 3 skeins of Premier Puzzle to make this, and that is a bulky weight yarn, and they came out very big. So, yeah. And it's in a star shape, and you can definitely see really interesting marling coloring. And you can tell that it's a star, but obviously with me holding it here, I'm not going to be able to show you the entire thing because, I can't stand up. But I had so much fun making this. Like I said, I love these blankets, and the Premier Puzzle is really soft, and I was really impressed with this was the first time that I used this yarn, and I liked it. I really like the fact that it's bulky and it knit up very fast, crocheted out very fast, and I will definitely be using it in the future. So this is going to a new baby boy, and it is my full intention to take this blanket and knit another crochet star blanket for his older sister, and I've actually started on that, so I'll be showing it to you in a second. But after that, I'm going to make 2 flaxes that match the color families of each of these blankets, and I will probably size up for both of them. I'm trying to figure out what size I would knit for a newborn sweater. What I mean is, what size should I knit for a baby who will be a newborn when I give the gift, but I don't want to knit a newborn sweater. A kid's not going to get much use out of that. Like, my kids were super small when they were born, but there are some babies who are growing out of newborn size super fast. So I want to make sure that the baby is able to get some use out of it. And especially whenever you have like a baby shower, you get a lot of newborn and 3 to 6 months, but kids need clothes, throughout their whole life, not just the beginning stages. Whenever I had a baby shower, I had a ton of baby clothes. Baby clothes are super cute, and newborn items are super cute, and they're super fun to buy, and everybody loves buying them. So there was definitely no lack of those, but as my kids got older, I didn't have as much. So it would have been really cool to have if I would have bought especially for my daughter, because when I was, I could crochet when my daughter was born. And I did crochet her some things, but at the time I was such a newbie crocheter that they came out. They were gifts of love, but like when I look back to how I used to crochet or knit, not so much knitting because I didn't learn how to knit until my daughter was after she was born, but when I look back on the level of how I crochet now compared to then, there's a huge difference. Anyways, I don't even remember what I was trying to say. Something about how I wish at the time I would have thought to make my daughter bigger clothes than what I had, because I had worked basically like newborn stuff, and if I had thought about it, I would have made like 1 to 2 or like, I mean 9 months up, because whenever she got to be 9 months, my daughter was a very cranky baby, so I wasn't crocheting at all. But like with my son, I could have probably crocheted when he was like super tiny, like 0 to 6. So I could have made stuff then. And I just didn't size up like I should have. All that, lots of talking to say that I am probably going to knit 9-month plus flax. I don't even know what the sizing is for the baby flaxes. I was thinking of doing a year, and then his sister wears a 5, so I was going to size up to a 6. So that way they'll both have room to grow. And you know, knitting is stretchy anyways, so it's definitely going to stretch. My kiddos could wear their flaxes that I knit them for a long, long time. It's just the way that knitting is. Anyways, this blanket, I crocheted on this blanket on all day last Sunday and then sporadically throughout the week, and it worked up super fast. And the thing that I love most about this pattern is that I don't have to pay attention to it. I know it by now. I've done it so much, it's muscle memory, and it is honestly not a hard pattern to begin with. And honestly, my daughter, she loves stars, and she loves the fact that the blanket is a star. So I'm hoping that his coworkers' kids feel the same way. I crocheted that in very minimal time, and I started on the older sibling blanket here. I love these colors, and this skein is called Fresh Blossoms, the colorway, I believe, and it's got pinks and greens, and it's just gorgeous. Now, I've been working very hard on this, so this is all I have left from 3 skeins. Like I said, it's super bulky, so this works up super fast. That's what the yarn thickness is. I have to hide my face. The yarn thickness right there. But I love the colors. We've got pinks and purples and yellows and lots of marling on this. I think that the thing I like most about this yarn are the colors. And like I said, this colorway is called Fresh Blossoms. And I think it matches. It definitely reminds me of like a spring colorway. Just now, my 8-year-old daughter saw this, and immediately after I started crocheting it, she goes, "Oh, I love that color. If you have any more, when you're done with the blanket, can you make me a," she goes, "can you make me a sweater or a hat or a scarf or maybe all of them and they could match?" I only had 3 skeins of this, and like this blanket is meant to use like every drop of yarn. That's the reason I love this pattern. You can just end whenever you have no yarn left. So I go to her, I go, well, I'm not going to have any yarn left. I only have 3 skeins and the blanket's supposed to use all of it. And she looks at me and she goes, well, that's okay, Mom. You can order more, right? I look at her and I go, kiddo, I'm sure you can go in my yarn closet and I'm sure you can find some colors you like. I mean, okay, I won't go too deep into it because I'm going to talk about it for life. But yesterday, my husband, he's so sweet. He helped me go through my entire yarn collection and sort everything. So I have now, I sorted my sock yarn based on 2 different categories. Cool yarns, or yarns that I would knit for my son, and warm yarns, or yarns that I would knit for my daughter. So my husband helped with that. He is such an awesome guy. But I love this, and the next time you see this, this will be finished. And I will be working on probably the flax to go with the daughter's blanket, because I figure it's going to be size 6. I think that's how 6 to 8 maybe for flax. And I figure I'll get the bigger one done first, because I want to see, I only have 3 skeins of Premier DK Everyday Anti-Pilling, and I'm wondering how much yarn it's going to take and if I might have any extra to make like a headband or a hat. I'm sure that I should have some extra to make the baby a hat, but I don't want to make the baby a hat without making the big kid a hat, because like, come on. That would be sad. But maybe a knit hat. I have been thinking about knit hats quite a bit lately. So I have an Addy king size knitting machine, and I think it's 46 needles, and I have some yarn, and I've very much wanted to just crank out some hats. I am a big fan of just cranking yarn, and it's very relaxing, and I love the finished items that it makes. And when I went through my yarn yesterday, I found some like black, it's Red Heart Super Saver, but I mean, for me, I'll wear Red Heart Super Saver. It doesn't matter to me. And I just keep thinking, this skein is like black and neon stripes, and it just makes my heart so happy. But the Addy King will accept, I think, DK to Aaron around there. So I definitely have some yarn, all sorts of yarn that I could use for that. I have been very much feeling like dragging out some knitting machines to play with them, just to see what I can come up with. But for now, I have these gifts that I want to make, and I very much love this blanket. My daughter's right. This color is so pretty. And you know what? The green in it is it's just perfect. Like just a pop of happy spring green. Oh, I can't wait to finish that. I hope that the kiddo that gets it likes it. It would be very fun if maybe I could make some blankets and donate them. I do love that pattern, but there's only so many people that need a blanket in my life. So I would definitely love to find more people that need blankets, especially like the throw size blankets. You know, I mean, they're not huge, but they're good size. I don't even know a measurement. I'm not good at measurements, so I'm not going to show you, but we're gonna say like a wingspan by a wingspan size. That would be like 5 feet by 5 feet. Okay, so the other thing that I've been working on this week is my Icy Spring, and this is a Joji Locatelli pattern, and it is very bright and happy, and it has, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Okay, yeah, I guess you can. So the bottom is garter stitch, and it has short rows. And the short rows make the front shorter and the back longer, just like, you know, they're supposed to. So that was a plus. But, you know, it was very interesting how it was done. So I've never made short rows down at the bottom. Well, I take that back. The one other time I've made short rows down at the bottom, it was actually split on the side, but there's no split here. So what happened was you have your sweater and the whole circumference of the sweater. Now, in order to do these short rows, your beginning of round is right here. You knit this way and did a wrap and turn, and then purled back all the way to like right here. So this is your front, So you have like maybe 2-ish inches, and then you basically work the short rows like that. Sorry, I'm not very good at explaining this, but I hope you understand what I mean. I really did like the way the short rows worked. Like I said, we've got a garter stitch right here, which meant a lot of purling, and this is a very boxy sweater for me. So it was quite a big circumference. This is actually more boxy than the pattern should be, because when I joined in the round, I cast on, I believe, 8 stitches underneath each arm, and the pattern said to not cast anything on. So I have an extra 16 stitches in here, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I mean, it's extra. So I did not enjoy the purling at the end, but I really like the way that the garter stitch looks at the bottom. Especially if you go and look at the pattern page, and I'll put a picture up here of Joji Locatelli. There's a picture where you're looking at her profile, and you can see how nicely the sleeves in garter stitch look next to the garter stitch ribbing. You know, I don't, and actually, this is probably the first time I've ever done a garter stitch panel like this. So I was up to trying it, and I do like the way it looks and the way it came out. It does kind of not lay flat for me, but I'm really thinking that as soon as I block it out, it should be fine. This yarn is Madeline Tosh. It's whatever their fingering weight is called. I'm sorry, I can't remember, but this is a Barbie movie yarn. It's called Kenergy, I think. Yeah. And I really do like the way that it came out. I love how the pooling is basically non-existent, like big splotches of it, and it seems like the color is pretty evenly dispersed. After I joined in the round under the arms, I did alternate skeins just because it's hand-dyed yarn, and one of the yarn, I'll show you, hang on, let me grab it right here. Okay, so you can tell the difference between the two skeins. One does seem darker than the other, and I had wanted to alternate just so that wasn't going to be noticeable. I'm super happy with the way that this turned out, which is actually pretty interesting to me because I've worked with some variegated yarns before and I did not like the way that it knit up. But it seems like however they dyed this And I'm not a yarn dyer, so I know that there's a lot of innate knowledge, I want to say, in how you dye the yarn with how it knits up. But however they did this, they did a very good job, because even up here where I wasn't alternating the skeins, there really isn't any pulling going on. I don't know if it was intentional on their part or if I just got lucky with how many stitches I have cast on for the repeat to not line up and pool or zigzag. But okay, so like I said, I knit all the way down, so I have the body done, which is great. I started off with 3 skeins. I now have 53 of one left. One is completely gone, and somehow this skein is 115 grams. And it's supposed to be 100. I'm not complaining, but I mean, that's what I'm left with. And I have just picked up the sleeve stitches, as you can see with my 9-inch circular here. And you know, I really need to get another one of the Chaya Goo blue and little blue and red mini twists, because I misplaced the 3.5. So now I knit with one that's long and one that's small, and that's fine, and I don't mind doing it. But like if I need the too small or the too long, it's just a thing. I don't know if you can get the actual tips and only buy those. I've looked for them, but I haven't had much luck. So anyways, that's neither here nor there. I can always just deal with it for now. But I'm super excited about it, and I can't wait. It seems like it's, like I said before I had even cast on, it's very like boxy and blousy, and the yarn has like a great, it's just, I mean, it's fingering weight, so it's very like drapey, and it's going to be super fun. I'm hoping that I should possibly be able to get the sleeves done, maybe. I guess it depends on how long I want it to, I want the sleeves to be. If I'm gonna do right here, like a 3/4 length sleeve, I might be able to get them done. But then again, I guess it depends on how much knitting time I have this week and if anything else is gonna go on. But I'm excited, I love it. So with that sweater getting close to being finished, I've been thinking about what I should be casting on next. And there is one Joji Locatelli pattern that I've wanted to make for quite a while. It is called Like a Cloud, and it's a cardigan that's textured, and it's knit with 2 strands of lace weight yarn. I don't know, I am not familiar with the yarn that she knits the sample with, but I have a very limited lace weight yarn, especially mohair. I don't have a lot of the same color mohair. I have a lot of single skeins. So I started thinking, well, let's take a look at what I do have, and I'll see. I mean, I can always swatch and figure out what if I like it, if it's a no-go, if basically what I'm gonna do. So this is Silpaca from Malabrigo, and I really like this color. It's like a top. I actually think it's called top. Let me see. I have the band here. Okay, so it's Malabrigo, and it's Silpaca. I have 2 because I have 2 skeins of it. And it is 601 Simple Taupe. It says it's a combination of silk and Peruvian baby alpaca, making it both soft and lacy. and it is 420 yards and 50 grams. You know what? I actually have 4 skeins of this. So that would be 840 times 2. Yes. Okay. So I have this. Now, I don't think, even if I held this together, even if I doubled this, so that would be, there's no way I'm going to have enough yardage of this. But I have this too, which is some unknown bargain basement acrylic that I got from, it's like an acrylic mohair that I got from somewhere. I really love the color. I'm wondering if I can just knit it with this, like a blue fluffy Cookie Monster type thing. I was watching the Sunday Knitting Society, and I started laughing so hard because she goes, I don't want to do it in blue mohair because it's like Cookie Monster vibes, and I don't want to do that. I forget exactly how she said it, but it cracked me up because, like, literally the night before I have decided that I want to use this. And if it's Cookie Monster, it's fine with me. I think it's so pretty. I love this color. But, so maybe held together, maybe just this. I am not sure how much yardage I would need, but I know I'm not going to have enough with just this color. And I don't know that I would wear it with just this color. No, I would. But still, I'm trying to use the yarn that I have and not buy more yarn. Just because. Anyways, this is nice. I would go, it's not a mohair, it's an acrylic, probably just a brushed acrylic. That's what I would call it. I cannot remember where I got it from, but I have it in this color and like a soft, like this color right here. And I go to my husband, I'm like, well, I have more of this color, and I go, if I made myself something in this color, then I could take the pink and make my daughter something, because, you know, she would love the fuzzy, and she would love the soft, and the furry, and she loves soft pink. This is probably her favorite color ever. I'm more of like a hot pink person, and she, like this. And she's more of like a baby pastel color, which is why I think she really likes that blanket, right here, this. Anyways, so next week you will see a couple of things. I will have cast on a size 6 flax, and I should hopefully have those sleeves on the Icy Spring done. I'm hoping anyways. We'll see. It depends really on how, like, hectic after school is. Like, if the kids have a bunch of homework, I'll be helping them with homework and stuff like that. I'll swatch. I never swatch, but I will swatch with this and just see which one I like better. But I can't promise I'll be done with that by next podcast because of all the other stuff. That's all the knitting and the crafting that I have to talk about. I do have some life stuff. Like I said yesterday, my husband and I went through my yarn and basically sorted it into different categories. I have a a storage container for yarn that I want to use with the knitting machine, and I have my daughter yarn and my son yarn because he loves cool and neutrals, and she loves warm and like the wild colors, the rainbow yarn. So I separated it by that, and I have like this little cute it's like this big of just little minis, and like little mini balls that I have that I can use for color work and stuff like that. I was very happy to do that. It felt great to just go through and see all the different yarn I have and be reminded of like just the fall in love with the yarn that I already fell in love with in order to buy. So it's great to have an opportunity to be reminded of what I do have and like the different colors and just get inspired by what I have in my closet. Next week is, let's see, today is October 1st, and I remembered to look and check because I'm pretty sure the last couple of podcasts I've said the wrong date. But anyways, today is September. Look, see, I'm a mess. Today is October 1st, and it's a Sunday, which means that we only have a couple of more weeks until Halloween, and then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and New Year's, and my kids' birthdays. My children both have birthdays in January. One is the 5th, and one is the 16th. How is that possible? Okay, so today is October 1st, and we are going to do a trick-or-treating event next Saturday, and the kids are going to have a lot of fun with that. My daughter has decided she wants to be a butterfly for Halloween, so we picked out her costume, and gone are the days when I used to like, whenever my son was born, I was I had a lot more control in like the bottom half of my body. Well, I had complete control basically. And since then it's just gotten worse, but I was able to like sew him his first couple of costumes and then my daughter's first costume. For his first ever costume, he was Link from The Legend of Zelda, and I have the cutest pictures. I literally drew a pattern and like I did all the things. I like used a sewing machine. It was super impressive. For me, trust me, it was super impressive, but I literally drew the pattern and cut it all out, and it was all from my head. But I have no, I'm not going to. Sorry, I don't want to share pictures of my kids, but you'll have to trust me, he was the cutest little kid. My daughter's going to be a butterfly, and my son is dressing up as, a 12-year-old who doesn't want to go trick-or-treating anymore. But he's going to come with us to this event just because, Mom really wants him to. Because if he stays home, then I have to stay home and I want to go. It's more of like a family thing though. So people don't really get, the kids get dressed up, but like, some of the adults get dressed up too, which I think is cool. I'm going to wear, my Halloween Bright Axis tee, the one with the Beetlejuice colors up here. So I'm really excited about doing that because it should still be warm enough. In Michigan, we're like 70-ish. So, I'm right now, lately, I've been really cold. So that's a huge difference from what I'm normally running. I think maybe since, everything that had happened and they treated me with antibiotics and now my body's finally kind of going back to normal, which is great, but like I'm really cold. But like I said, we're going to that event. We're going to have a great time. We've went like every year. Other than that, let's see, we're going to the water park, not next weekend, but the weekend after. And I'm super excited about that. The kids have parent-teacher conferences, so they have the day we're going off. So they won't have, we're not pulling them out of school or anything. We had purposely planned that weekend because they have it off. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to go see the yarn shop when we go there. I really loved going last time we went. It was just a very nice shop, and they have a ton of Malabrigo and just a ton of different yarns hanging on the walls, and it's just, you know, the feels, the yarn feels. Do you guys know what I mean? I hope you do, or else I sound crazy. But and then after that, there's really nothing until, I would say, Halloween. And my daughter's in gymnastics, so she's been having a ton of fun with that. And my son is in karate, and both gymnastics and karate might do like a Halloween event that we might go to. But other than that, I'm just sitting around waiting for my surgery. I am so sad that it's not till November 6th. And when the lady who came in to schedule it while I was at the hospital, she's like, well, the first appointment we have open, it's not until November 6th. And my heart just kind of sank, because I was ready for them to do it that day. I mean, obviously they can't, but I hate sitting around waiting for things like that, especially because he's like, well, it could make you worse, or it could help. I mean, we're going to try not to make you worse, but there's no guarantees. And I'm like, man, did you have to say that? I mean, I know they have to say that, but really, come on. It's like the only shot we have to have me gain some sort of mobility back in my legs, because they've gotten a lot worse. Before I had gotten septic arthritis and all of this happened, I was at least able to walk with the walker a little bit, but that's gone are those days. So I'm basically, if I need to go somewhere, it's in a wheelchair, and I have to transfer myself places. And I mean, no big deal, obviously, but I mean, obviously, if there's a way I can help myself, wouldn't you do it too? So what else do I have to say? Watching. We're still watching the One Piece anime, and we're on I don't know what to call it. All of the episodes with Baroque work. So we're 76-ish. I definitely love watching it, and I totally geek out at night. My husband sits and just watches anime with me, so how lucky am I? And I'll watch football with him and just sit and knit. So we're definitely introverts. But what else? Okay, so I listened to Divergent. Now, I remember when that movie came out, and I had really wanted to see it. And I think my daughter was a baby when it came out, so we bought the DVD, and I've never watched it. So whenever I saw it on the Libby app, I decided, I mean, why not read it? So I read it, and it's a very interesting premise where society has people choose what trait is most important to them, like peace, intelligence, selflessness, bravery, and then people are categorized into factions based on that trait. And it was just, I really liked it. Now that I've listened to the book, I definitely want to watch the movie, but it'll probably be sometime at the end of October, just because we have a lot going on for the next couple of weeks. Plus, I mean, One Piece, right? The other book that I'm listening to is Matched. And I'm going to put the info down right here, because I have no clue who wrote it. I cannot remember. But this is a weird story. So picture this society where like everything is perfect and shiny and pretty and disease is eradicated. And upon a closer look, you start thinking, hey, there's something weird going on here. This isn't right. Like, what? So this society takes away all your important choices. And just you're starting to like lose bodily autonomy, I guess. The society decided that the perfect age for people to die was 80. So guess what? On your 80th birthday, you have like a final banquet and you die. Or they decide that they know your perfect match. So whenever you turn, I think 16, you have a banquet with the other people who are turning 16 around your age, and you're matched up with this person, and guess what? You're gonna marry them. It's just the way it is. And it's about this girl who society decided that she was going to marry. Her best friend was basically her match, or her very good friend. And they get like this little trinket box where when they open it, it shows their perfect match and something about them. Well, she gets this box and she opens it, and it's not who she's expecting. It's not her best friend. It's some other guy, and he's known as an aberration, or yeah, I think that's what they call it. And because he's this type of person, basically his father did something wrong, and they basically categorized him as bad too. Terrible, right? Anyways, because he's this type of person, he can never be matched with anyone, and just weird societal rules, and the whole society is really icky feeling. They do weird things like the main character is a runner, and your treadmill tracks how much you run, and if the society deems that you're running for the wrong reasons, you have to have psychological evaluations. If they determine that you're running because you're it for fun, because you like it, then you can have a permit to do it more. It's very creepy, but I like it. It's a good book. I'm interested to see how it's going to turn out. It's kind of turning to like romancy, which I'm not a big fan of, but I do like the weird, creepy undertones that like the book is based on. So I think that it's an interesting read. I'm about like 70% through, and I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I will let you know next time. That is pretty much it. That's all I've been listening to. I've got maybe an hour and a half left of Eyes of the Void by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and I love that book, and as soon as I'm done with that book, I'll be grabbing the next one in the series. I'm not even sure what it's called, but I know I'll like it because I do really like the space series that I've been reading. It's definitely sci-fi, and it's definitely right up my alley, so that's all the knitting and yarn and crochet that I have to share today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that if you do, you'll give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye.